introduce you to one of our vendors today. This is Alicia Mesmer with Ruby Grace Designs, and she paints all this beautiful furniture you see behind me. So I wanted you guys to get to know her a little bit today. So tell us, Alicia, about how you got started painting furniture.
Really, I'm originally from California. Let's see, I started painting. It all started with a silly little TV play kitchen for my kids. Yeah. And that was back in California. We created it, put a little sink in it, took an old entertainment center, and that kind of sparked it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And eventually I moved here in 2016 for work, and just traveling around. And I was introduced, we would go explore our area, and I was introduced to paints and chalk paint at a local shop, and I really liked it. And I've always been a big history buff, into furniture, you know, all this like makes me happy. So I just kind of DIY'd some stuff for myself and started painting and really like researching and getting into it. I've always been a crafty art person. My mom is as well. And it kind of just grew from there.
Awesome. Yeah. So now you don't just do it for yourself, you do it for other people.
That's right.
How do you find your pieces? How do you pick a piece, decide whether or not you're going to paint it?
A lot of times I look for something unique. There's times where I may know that I want to get a cabinet, or I may know that I want to go for, you know, a dresser. Sometimes I try to have a variety of things. I don't want to just only do dressers or cabinets. So if it's something quirky, a lot of times I'll pick it. And I look on Marketplace. I look everywhere for stuff. So if it speaks to me and it's quirky and different, and I'm like, ooh, I could do that with that, then that's really how I pick.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, once you find a piece, do you already know what you're going to do with it, or do you just start and decide what comes to you?
I never know.
You never know.
A lot of times, if I'm going to use a rub-on transfer, mm-hmm. I let those colors I look at those colors and say, okay, what can I bring in from that transfer to complement the piece? There's times where I just kind of go for it. I love blending. I've started blending a lot. I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah.
And so I try to go, I complement what I can go with. I tend to love blue.
I see that, but they're beautiful blues.
So it's like the variety of
yeah.
blue, but a lot of times I've been trying to get myself away from that and kind of explore a little more with color. Yeah, I use my little color wheel.
Okay.
I have a color wheel.
That's great.
You know, and I eventually I'd like to like take some classes on it too.
Yeah.
Explore more color.
So do you just paint pieces and bring them in here, or do you do custom work?
I actually do custom work. I'm working on a custom piece right now. It's for a friend of mine. His name is Ronnie, back in California. I'm going to ship it to him. He's a big Niners fan.
Nice.
And he asked me to make a piece for him for his man cave. So this will be the first time I'm doing something sports related. So I'm trying to like get that masculine, but still keep it me.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on that. It's just a little side table, and I looked and found the piece, sent it to him, said, hey, what do you think about this? Went and grabbed it for him. So I'm probably in the middle of that. Yeah, I have some pieces that I've done for a friend of mine. She's like my biggest fan. She has like 4 pieces in her house.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
So I've done some custom work for her. I've done a vanity for her. Things like that. So yeah, I totally am up for custom pieces. Whatever, if you have like an old piece of furniture and you want to vamp it up and, you know, get it going to make some changes in your house, I'm totally down for chatting it up on what you'd like to do.
Great. Well, tell our followers on Facebook where they can find you online.
It's Ruby Grace Designs, but my Facebook is Alicia Mesmer. I have cards at the shop here. If you want to get a hold of me, you can get my number on there. Its Instagram is rgracedesigns, and you can look at that and you can see a bunch of pieces that we have for sale. And I have my email up there. It's amesmer78@gmail.com. So if you want to send me an email, that's totally fine too, or DM me, whatever you want to do.
Great, perfect. Thank you for telling us a little about what you do, and you guys definitely come in. She's got some great pieces in here, and a little birdie told me she's going to have some new pieces in next week. She had several great pieces find their forever homes this weekend at our winter market, so I can't wait to see what she brings in next.
Yeah, I'm excited too. They're a little different. They're not blue.
Hey, that's great. That's exciting. Fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll catch you next week with another vendor highlight. Hey, guys. Welcome back for another vendor highlight this week on Facebook. We are talking with Chris Neeley, who has been a vendor with us for a long time now.
For a long time.
So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, Danielle, a lot of people have heard about my guardian angels and they've seen them around. At this point, I've done more than 10,000 of these paintings, and I've been saying that for so long, closer to 20. But I want to tell that story for folks who maybe haven't heard that. I started painting these guardian angels for my mom. I had an older brother who passed away. She wanted something to go in his childhood bedroom to remind her to be hopeful. I'll step closer so that folks might be able to see that image. It's just a small guardian angel on a little found piece of wood. And those are here available at Vintage Warehouse, all different colors, all different sizes. They're all on found wood. And you'll see these turnaround racks here. So you can just go through and kind of find the piece that you would want. I've restocked those recently, so they're plenty. Christmas is a big time for these,
Yes.
but they're not just for Christmas.
Right.
They make a great
Right.
Easter gift. They're good just because. Get well. If somebody is having a time of crisis or a time of celebration, people give them at baby showers. They give them for graduation. They really become kind of a thing. So if you haven't gotten one of these, I encourage you to come into Vintage Warehouse and pick one out. If you're shopping online and want to find some things, we have some guardians that are available there. We've got pieces like this. We've got a print of the state of South Carolina with a guardian angel in the middle of it. And this has been really popular. It became more difficult to kind of keep up with the demand for those. We do have some that are hand painted here available in the store. And I think also online there are a couple of those that you can purchase. My goal is to try to increase the amount of stuff that's available online. And I'm working on that. I've got a good team of helpers in my family that are trying to bring me into the digital age. Because each piece is so unique and so different, I want to make sure that we're representing it well online and that people are really getting what they feel like they're paying for. So if it's posted there, then I feel comfortable that there's not, a wackadoodle piece of wood with a weird thing on the back. If you're in here looking, I want you to look at the piece and sort of claim it as your own. But if you're looking online and you've got a limited, you can't touch it and feel it, I want you to feel like you're getting something there. So I've started doing some more works that are on canvas because I think I'll be a little bit more consistent with the way that goes, and you'll be able to look at the front and know, okay, this is what that piece is. And so I'll just show you a few of these. They have really bright, colorful backgrounds. Some of them almost feel like tie-dye. I just thought, for spring and for a season where we're kind of enjoying maybe the possibility of vacation or beach or maybe an unexpected staycation, brightening something up would be nice. I'll turn some of these into magnets. Others of them could be just a little thank you gift. They're very mailable, and they're not fragile, so they'd be good for an online purchase. And I'm excited to try to start rolling those things out.
Yeah, I think that'd be exciting. And all of these are great too for offices to sort of hang in if you have a workspace that you want to sort of personalize. They're really perfect for that. They help you bring some of your own personality in there. So.
The whole idea when we first started doing these was to give something that reminds people to be hopeful. And just like every season, this is certainly a season when folks need that ray of hope. And sometimes just getting that little gift from someone can be a special touch to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Know you're going through a tough time. And so I feel like, how many more are you going to paint? Some people ask, and I say, well, when we stop having a need for hope, then I'll go ahead and shut it down.
There you go.
For now, we're still
That's
enjoying
right.
it.
We still need it.
Right.
We still need it.
Right.
And there's always an occasion where there's someone that you need to give a little hope to. So I think that's great. So you're available online at vintagewarehousespartanburg.com, but they can find you online elsewhere too, correct?
Right now, Vintage Warehouse is the place to go.
Right.
If you wanna
You're on
purchase.
Facebook, Instagram?
Yes.
All right.
I have Guardians by Christopher M. Neeley.
Mm-hmm.
My mother misspelled Christopher twice, so it's Kristofer. She doesn't know why, except she just liked the way it was spelled.
Nice.
I get that question all the time, but if you Google Guardians, it should come up. Or Chris Neeley. I've tried to put all those different ways, but it is Kris. And would love for you to check out what we've got going on. I try to do some writing and sharing photographs and, you know, a few pictures of my kids that kind of keep things light and funny. So anyway, would love for you to friend me there and you know, just be a part of that online community too. So.
And Instagram?
Instagram is WP Syndrome. My business name is Wet Paint Syndrome, and so that's WP for wet paint, and then syndrome. And you know, it sounds a little bit like a disease, which is probably not the best marketing strategy.
A lot of us have that particular.
You know what? The idea of Wet Paint Syndrome was that when I was first moving out of my garage and starting a business, we were facing another, you know, national crisis in 2008, and everybody said, horrible time to start your own studio, don't do it.
Yeah.
But I just knew my art needed that space, and I needed to trust that it was the thing to do. And I called it Wet Paint Syndrome because that's the sociological term that's used when you see a wet paint sign and you just want to touch the wall to see if it's really wet. That's what they refer to as wet paint syndrome. And so, even though
resist impulse.
even though I was warned,
Yes.
I still had to try it. And so I
do it.
thought, you know, I'll call it this, and it'll be fun. And I'm a painter. I get calls all the time to paint people's houses, and I have done a few murals, and I can do commissions like that. But I don't do a great job of just keeping things in the line.
I get that.
So I'm not your you know, I'm not going to bring my roller brush and paint your wall, but I do have a lot of art, and I'm glad to be here at Vintage Warehouse. This has been a phenomenal opportunity for me as an artist. I teach full time at Spartanburg Methodist College, and so the retail piece has always been really tough for me. But as a vendor at Vintage Warehouse, I know that I can send customers here. They can go online. The people who are operating it, like Danielle, are going to be consistent and classy and operate things so well. And so this has been a great investment for me to have my work here and to show in this great space. The other thing is that I see so much cool stuff when I come in here, from, you know, things that have cracked or unfinished paint, my other vendors that, you know, just make some really neat, unique stuff. It inspires me to try new things and to experiment. You know, if it's just me sitting in a hole in the wall, you know, trying to paint my own thing and come up with ideas, I don't always get those creative juices flowing in a direction that's going to move towards where people want art to go, right? And so this is fun to be a part of this community. So come on in and check out Vintage Warehouse. Look at the other vendors that are online. You never know. You might be inspired to try to start your own work. I tell folks that I learned to obey my mama. She's the one who kind of inspired this, and so thanks, Mom, and listen to your mama.
That's right.
All right.
Absolutely. Well, you guys can find Chris on Facebook and Instagram. Like you said, he's actually linked in this video title here. You can find his stuff online if you're staying close to home, or you can come in the store at any time. And he's always bringing in new stuff, and he's got a great selection here. So whatever you need, you're going to be able to find. Hope to see you guys around the shop soon. We'll be doing another vendor highlight next week, so keep your eyes on our page.
Thanks, Danielle. Absolutely.
Hey guys, we're back this week with another vendor highlight. I'm here with Mitzi Morris of Mitzi's Handmade Items, and we are practicing social distancing, of course, but we are still open right now, regular hours. We may be shortening those hours soon, so just keep an eye on Facebook or sign up for our email list to get those kinds of notifications. But right now I want to focus on Mitzi and what she has here in the store for us. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about your products.
Okay, well, I am making rope baskets, and I started out using just regular clothes on rope, which was kind of flimsy, so I met this wonderful lady at the Indie Craft Fair named Catherine from the Mountain Thread Company up in Blow Rock, North Carolina, and she sells this wonderful rope by the spools. I mean, they weigh a lot, and they are wonderful. They hold up good, so I started making my baskets out of those, and started different with some scraps that I have left over from the aprons I make. So with all those scraps, I'm able to change it up a little bit. And I do make these aprons also, and just dabble with dishcloths, but you know, I don't make those other than just putting the ink on them. But I just love sewing with this rope. It's wonderful.
Here's a really cool one that I like. So what she does is she takes her rope and stitches it together to make a basket, and then she uses her scraps to put cool little colors and stuff on them and make these fun little embellishments and things. So there's all kinds of sizes and different things here, but you've also got some really cute Easter baskets.
Yes.
So like for the kids, these little, and I mean, they're not the cheapy throwaway kind. It's awesome. You could keep these and use them year after year. I love it.
They hold up well. You just can't fill them that much with candy, which is always a good thing, because you don't need a whole bunch of candy.
That's right.
You know.
Put other stuff in it.
But yeah, and then coasters. I made these little coasters here. Just all kinds of things. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, what got you started? What made you start doing this?
Well, for sewing, as a little girl, my mom taught me about sewing, and I've always had love for it. In fact, when my sewing room, her sewing machine sits right next to me. It's like, and it makes me just want to just sew, and they feel like maybe she's there with me at times. But I do sew. I just enjoy sewing, and I enjoy crafting, and I am a craft hoarder. I have a room full of all kinds of stuff, but mostly now fabrics and rope. And I just enjoy doing it, and it's a wonderful stress reliever as well. I mean, and I want to, you know, I didn't have the guts to really sell my items at one time about a year and a half ago, and Danielle and Jan has given me this. Has given me this opportunity to sell my items up here, and my husband has encouraged me as well, and it's just awesome. I'm just having a ball.
Good.
I love everybody up here and
We're
everything.
so glad to have you, and we just love what you've got.
Thank you.
All kinds of cute little things, great little dish towels and hand towels that would be good in one of our care packages that we're offering right now. All you gotta do is call up here. We'll customize a care package for you, and we can either ship it to the recipient, or it can just be ready for you to pay online, and we will walk it out to you when you get here. You just give us a call.
Yeah.
So we're doing as much as we can right now here in the store. We're doing a lot of extra cleaning and that kind of thing, but we want to make sure that we're still supporting our vendors, because you know, small businesses still need some business during this time. So we're doing everything we can to put health and safety first, and still support our vendors and support our community in this way. So
We appreciate that. And Danielle and kind of me has come up with a way to when you can't get to your favorite craft shop and get your supplies, is to find things to do at home that you have laying around the house. And so I started making these little rag bows out of all my little scraps I have left over. And Danielle's being creative too with some things. So
yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm going through my stashes, so to speak, and coming up with some fun different crafts and things, and hopefully I'll be able to post some of those pictures soon. But you know, the idea that obviously we don't want to go into crowded stores right now, so we're making use of what's at home.
that's right.
And then just making sure to take all of the precautions that are coming down to us from the higher ups, you know, government and president and everyone. We're listening to what they're suggesting, but we are trying to find ways to remain open and keep these businesses thriving, because
And we all appreciate that. All of us do. And believe me, come in here and shop today. I mean, you've got 30,000 square feet of you can have all the distance you want. And it's spring. If you're home, stuck at home, do some spring decorating and cleaning, and come in here and purchase some of these beautiful items people have and for your house, and some Easter items. And maybe pick up some ideas of something you may have at home, but you can start crafting or something, you know, doing some little recycling type deals. So
And if you're not comfortable coming into the store, we do have a website with a lot of our things and a lot of Mitzi's things as well listed online where you can shop for those kinds of things as well. So thank you guys. We'll have another vendor highlight next week, I hope. I'm not 100% sure what day yet though, so we'll let you know, but stay tuned, and
stay well.
if you're out, come see us, and yeah, stay well.
Thank